Welcome back, everybody. This is the Renegade Fight. I am your host, RDJ, and today is a special episode because I have my brother here with me, Hot Rod. He's came back to do another episode with us, and he is excited to be here uh, to do one more.
All right. Thanks for bringing me in, RDJ. Yep. I'm excited to be here on this special episode. I believe this is episode 70. And we're here to talk about the NFL draft that just took place over this weekend. And a lot of good players got picked up. We got a lot to talk about. And you already know I'm here to talk about my team, the Washington Commanders, and the picks that they got.
So we'll get right on into it. The number one pick in the draft of 2025, we all know and all expected it to be Cam Ward out of the University of Miami. And it was Cam Ward. Tennessee Titans select Cam Ward number one overall. And then along with Cam Ward being selected to the Tennessee Titans from Miami University, we already know that he is a game changer, a deep ball passer. He is one that is a leader. So Tennessee had a good pickup that we already knew that Tennessee was going to get. And the number second pick was Jacksonville, which was a surprise. Jacksonville Jaguars with the number two pick was a shocker to the whole entire first round. If I'm not mistaken, they came in at number five and they moved up with via the trade with the Cleveland Browns. And they select Travis Hunter. You already know how I feel about Travis Hunter. So I won't go too deep on the deep end about that, but a receiver, defensive back, game changer. I can't wait to see him play in Jacksonville. Uh, to be with the Jaguars, and following that, New York Giants select edge rusher Abdul Carter out of Penn State. You already know edge rusher Abdul Carter is one that will be a game changer among that defense. The Giants have gotten better. I can't wait to see what the Giants do this season. Not only see what the Giants do this season, see what Abdul Carter can do as an individual with the stats. Following that number four pick was the New England Patriots. Uh, Offensive tackle Will Campbell out of LSU. Well, you know that Coach Vrabel is one that starts his franchises, his programs, trenches in, and then move on outside. He develops and gets offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and then after that, he addresses everything else. So the Cleveland Browns at the number five pick, they select defensive tackle Mason Graham out of Michigan. Mason Graham is a great plug at defensive tackle. He's a run stopper. He can get in the backfield, get tackles for loss. He is one that I really want to watch. And after number five, Mason Graham, we'll take a pause just right here because it was some notable picks for the Commanders. So I want to hear what Hot Rod got to say about some notable picks that the Commanders had this season.
I appreciate it, RDJ. Okay, so some of the notable picks that the Commanders took was staying within this first round. They was looking for an offensive tackle, obviously, because the first round, pick number 29, offensive tackle Josh Conley Jr. from Oregon. They picked him up. He's 6'4", 315 pounds. Birthplace, he came out of Seattle, Washington. All right. So that was a nice pick right there. So the Washington Commanders, they needed that because ending the season at 12-5 and then lost the championship playoffs to the Eagles, they went a long way. And during that game, or I think a game before that, they lost the offensive tackle, torn ACL that took him out. So I don't even know if he's going to be ready to go. Sam Cosmi is who I'm talking about. I don't think he's ready to go, but if he is, he'd be good. But if not, this rookie could come in and fill that spot that's needed.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Josh Connolly myself. Looking back on this past season with the Oregon Ducks, Josh Connolly can play actually. If you really look at it, he can play on both sides of the offensive line. right tackle and left tackle. So he's one of those plugs that you can put him here, put him there. He will make a play for you, whether it be pass rush, uh, opening up holes for the run to come through. Josh Connolly, he's a big, massive man, and I can't wait to see what he does throughout this season with the Commanders uh, on that.
All right. So going into the second round, Commanders, first round was Thursday night, April 24th, 2025. So just because if y'all missed it or whatever, that's when it was. So now we're going into Friday night, April 25th, 2025, round two of the second round draft. The Commanders picked pick number 61, cornerback Trey Amos from Old Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
Now he's a good cornerback. They show the highlight reels once he get picked, and he's a dog. He got that dog mentality that the Commanders were looking for. He'll go up and intercept the ball. He'll go up and make a play. He can work the field. He do what he do. All right. So he's 6'1", 190, and he's from New Iberia, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't know what that is or where it's at. So if you just say Lafayette, Louisiana, that's right down the street from there. Commanders didn't have a third round pick. So they was too good. The record really tells what pick you're going to get. So they didn't get a third round pick. So moving on to the fourth round, which led into Saturday, April 26th, they had pick number 128, fourth round. They got Jalen Lane, a wide receiver from Virginia Tech.
Oh yeah.
5'10", 196. He's from right down the road, Clover, South Carolina. Right down the road.
And if you're familiar with the ACC, obviously by me covering Florida State a lot, we get a lot of other colleges that are in that conference with us. Virginia Tech is one, and I tell you what, Connolly is one. Not Connolly. I'm sorry.
Lane.
Lane.
Jalen Lane.
Jalen Lane is one that he is a like Hot Rod said, he's a dog. He will play in the coverage. He will come up and get sacks. Yeah, can't wait to see what he does. This draft here in 2025, this season, this is going to be a good draft class.
Right. All right. So no fifth round pick. Like I said, Commanders, because of their record, they skipped them. Fifth round pick, they didn't pick. But round 6, they got a 6th round pick. Pick number 205. 6th round, they got a linebacker who could really help Bobby Wagner in the middle and play that spot. If Bobby get tired or Bobby get hurt or winded, he can come out. This guy can come in. I'm talking about Kevin Medrano. If I'm saying his last name, that's Medrano. UCLA, 6'3", 229. So he got the height, he got the weight, and he's coming out of Colorado. Pueblo, birthplace, Pueblo, Colorado. All right, and then going into the 7th round, this is it. We got pick number 245, 7th round. This was our last pick. We capped it off with a running back, Jacory Crosskey Marriott. He came from Arizona, 5'10" guy, 206, born and raised from Montgomery, Alabama. So we got another running back. So that way, B-Rob, aka B-Rob, Brian Robinson Jr., we call him B-Rob for short. He ain't got to carry the whole load in the backfield, running the ball. You don't have to worry about protecting the football when he's tired, trying to fumble or do too much. We got a guy that can back him up and do the job just as good as he can.
That's right. And see, I like the way I watched, as I was watching the draft, I was looking at specific teams and what stood out to me. And I'll get into that part a little bit later. But the Commanders, they really had a good draft. They addressed what they needed. They didn't address what they wanted. They addressed what they needed. And when you address what you need in the draft, it makes the team better because you're bringing in players that can help and complement what you already got. And the Commanders, they had an awesome draft. But I'm going to jump back into the first round just a little bit because we left off on pick number 5. So pick number 6, the Vegas Raiders, they select running back Ashton Jeanty. Well, we all know that he was a Heisman finalist, come out of Boise State. We all know that he was a 2,000-yard rusher. I tell you what, Ashton Jeanty at Vegas, on that turf in a dome, no weather to be a factor in the game, Ashton Genty can really show you how explosive he really, really is. We already know what he can do outside on the turf at playing at Boise, whether it be snow and rain or cold weather, whatever. We know that he can function. But I tell you what, Genty in that dome, I tell you what, just get some more offensive linemen, and I tell you, Genty will be and show you who he really is. I expect them to have a breakout year this year. And then number 7 coming in, the New York Jets had their pick offensive tackle Armand Membu from Missouri. Hey, let me tell you something. Looking at the SEC conference this year, let me tell you, I seen Membu a few times. In this region, we don't get a lot of Missouri games, but if Missouri just so happen to play a Georgia or Alabama, maybe a South Carolina, somebody that's close in this North Carolina region, I seen Membu play maybe 3 times this season. I was very impressed at what I saw every time that I saw him. Coming down to number 8, the Carolina Panthers. They select Tatora McMillan out of Arizona State. I've watched him a few times this year, and I tell you what, he is a great receiver. He can catch the ball anywhere you throw it, whether it be high, low, inside on the numbers. He really can play his position well. Number 9, which was a surprise to us all. We thought that the Saints was going to get a quarterback. No, they didn't get a quarterback. We all know who we thought that the Saints were going to get. That did not happen. They chose Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle from Texas. I'm not upset with the Saints on not picking a quarterback because they had so many needs that, excuse me, they had to address what they had to address. I don't fully understand all that went into it, but they did have a smart pick on number 9 by getting an offensive tackle from Texas. Hey, Texas, as you know, when they have players coming out going into the draft, they have awesome players in the draft. So you can't never go wrong with a Texas University pick on your team.
That's right.
And Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle, he will pancake block you. He can pull. He can. He's a pulling tackle. He can do it all on the offensive line. You can also move him around. So that was a good pick. And then the number 10 pick, Chicago Bears, who also had to me, a good draft. They picked up tight end Colston Loveland out of Michigan, and that was an awesome pick as well. Playing up in that mid northern area, Chicago and
Right.
those areas in college, Wisconsin, that prepares you for that kind of weather in Chicago in the NFL to play. And we got, Colston Loveland, he's a tight end. He done an awesome job.
All right, so going back to the notable draft picks in the first round. Number 14, Indianapolis Colts.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Indianapolis Colts.
They had the 14th pick.
14th pick. They picked a tight end, which I guess was very well needed because you don't hear about a lot of tight ends coming from Indianapolis per se. They got Tyler Warren come from Penn State, which Penn State is a highly football college team, a lot of energy, a lot of fast-paced football. That's what Indianapolis need. All right, so 15 pick.
The 15th pick,
Atlanta Falcons.
They came and got
that linebacker. And got a linebacker.
Jalen Walker. From Georgia.
From Georgia.
Hey, look, listen.
Another big time school in Georgia. Won a lot of national championships, and they got a dog as a logo, and it shows on the field.
Yeah, they get you. They get you.
That dog. Georgia.
Georgia produces talent. They produce NFL talent. They produce NFL ready talent.
Football
down there
players.
With Kirby Smart.
Who the head coach for Georgia?
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. Okay.
He came from Nick Saban.
Right.
And in Alabama. So they produce and they're ready. So I tell Jalen Walker, he's ready to be a Falcon in that dome. He's already played in Atlanta
Yeah.
SEC
He
championship.
home. He went
He
back
already
home.
knows what to do.
All right, going down number 19th pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They didn't really need a wide receiver because they got old boy over there. I can't think of his name. The wide receiver.
They got a lot of.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of wide receivers. I'm thinking about that main one that was okay. Well, he'll come to me. With that,
Emeka Egbuka from
Ohio State, which is another big time school, another big time college that produces wide receivers. Washington Commanders got one, Terry McLaurin, that came from Ohio State. So we know what they produce, and that's just what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers needed off of that right there.
Oh yeah, and Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. Of course, you know, in the past episodes when they were coming through the playoffs and down the stretch during the last few weeks, you heard me talk about Emeka Egbuka. He is one that is like I would say a Steve Smith type player, Steve Smith Jr. type player.
Right.
You throw him the ball anywhere, he's gonna catch it, make a play, and get the first down, get a touchdown or whatever. That's an awesome pickup for the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers are always in the middle of that NFC South division. They can really make a turn and possibly win this division with the players and talent that they have if you utilize them right. And coming down that number 21 pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a little disappointed they should have took a quarterback, but I ain't gonna worry about that right now. They got defensive tackle Derek Harmon
from Oregon. Another good guy, another dog player from Oregon. We already know Oregon produces a lot of good time players, and you know they bringing ball players in.
That's right. And Derek Harmon, he's one that will clog that hole, put him in any gap. It don't matter A, B, C, D, E, F, N, G. Listen, he will make a play on the football field.
Yep. All right. So 23rd or 22nd, 22nd, the Los Angeles, was it LA Chargers.
Yeah.
All right. So they come in with a running back, picking a running back, Omarion Hampton from right up the road again, UNC. My college team. I like UNC Chapel Hill. We got a Tar Heel coming in.
Yeah.
You know, running the ball. I saw his highlights. I saw his highlight tape and everything. He is good. He know how to cut through the holes. If he got a good offensive lineman, he gonna wiggle and squirmer. He gone. You know, I don't know what his 40 was, but I think he did good in the combine. And he's gonna do good. He's gonna do good for the Chargers. Harbaugh is gonna have a time with him. Coach Harbaugh running the ball and doing some of that trick stuff. Harbaugh don't do it a lot, but when he do, it's surprising and it always works because he come from college.
Yeah, and then you want to come back down. The 23rd pick is a very notable pick. Green Bay Packers, which is right there. Draft was in Green Bay, right at home. Receiver. Right. Matthew Golden from Texas.
He another big.
We just talked about how Texas produces great talent. There you go. Another one right at the end of the first round, 23rd pick. I look for Golden to be one that I'm gonna say it like this. He's not gonna be an explosive player, but he's gonna be that player that you're gonna have to watch him all season long to not make sure, but just to see how good he really is. He's one of those dark horses that don't get talked about a lot. He could show you on the field better than you just talking about him all the time. Right. He's one of those players that sneak up on you.
Once I saw his highlight tape and I recognized and noticed who he was, before he even got picked by Green Bay, I was hoping that the Commanders was picking him up because we got a lot of good receivers, but you know, Terry McLaurin still needs a little bit of help. You know, we already got, you know, key receivers, but he could have been an addition piece that we needed to run that slot receiver position. Because I don't know who's going to be in the slot this coming up new season. But the way, like I said, looking at his highlight tape and the way he cut and the way he catch and he turn and spin the ball and go, he'll be an awesome slot for the Commanders. Yeah. But shout out to Green Bay. They got him. Go Packers. Go Pack Go. They're going to do good with this guy.
And if you know anything about the Green Bay Packers, you know and this is dating all the way back to 1992 with Brett Favre. They love receivers. They love a receiver room. They'll stack you 6, 7, 8 receivers in
Right.
the room, and they'll play all 6 or 7 every game throughout the whole season. There are what you call a receiver group by committee. They
Right.
can beat you with anything, whether they win the game or not. You're going to see players on their team that can produce, and if not, they'll sit you down till you can produce, and you'll still be good for a long time with the Packers. The Packers is a developmental type of NFL team, and they don't give up on you too quickly. They'll wait for you.
And New York Giants surprised me too, picking up a quarterback from Ole Miss, because if you realize Ole Miss, Giants picked up Eli Manning from Ole Miss back in the day.
Yeah.
Eli Manning went on to the Giants, won Super Bowls, was a dynamic player, key player, high energy. So the Giants went ahead and went to Ole Miss again and picked up a quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Jackson Dart. Kid is good. I'm gonna tell you, when I saw his highlight tape again, he was in the pocket, had time, had a good offensive line, released the football. He can scramble a little bit. He know how to get out of bounds. He's playing just like a pro NFL football player.
That's right.
Already in his college game. He already got that. That's what the Giants need, and that's what they're looking for. Another quarterback like that can kind of put them in the mind of how Eli Manning was.
Yeah.
They're going to go far. You know, they're in our division, Commanders division. We beat them twice last year because some of those reasons. Didn't have a line, didn't have a really good quarterback. You know, a lot of mistakes. And then the running back left them, went to Eagles. Saquon Barkley,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He jumped ship. So it left them in a lot of missing pieces.
It left them vulnerable.
Left them vulnerable. So this guy right here, they can do a lot with him. He going to win them a couple of more games that they was expected to win last year that they did not win. He's going to kind of get them back up to that 500 that these teams need to at least even get into a wild card playoff spot.
And see, this is the problem with some of the NFL teams. And I understand you got to do what you got to do, but if you do not get a quarterback, no help. You always
quarterback helps win the game.
If you don't,
that's why certain people say, "Man, y'all quarterback did good," because he helps win the game. That's the first person that gets the ball
right
on offense and commands where it's going to go, either pass or run. It's the only thing you can be, pass or run. But it's how he positions himself and get himself in the position to help win that game.
And if you don't get him no talent on the offensive line or on the outside,
he's done.
You don't have a team.
He's on the ground.
I don't care if you got John Elway back there. If you don't have offensive line,
if you keep getting
John Elway is not good.
And then injuries come. And you don't want an injury-prone quarterback. We saw that with RG3 when we picked him up in the draft. He was a good quarterback, got us all the way to the playoffs. But it was because our offensive line at that time in that year that he was not protected well, and he got hit several times and stayed on the ground. And that's where that knee injury came from in the playoffs versus Seattle. When it's knee buckle, everybody know it. It's everywhere. You can YouTube it, you'll find it. And it's ugly, but it all comes down to an offensive line.
Yeah, and then just to move around just a little bit, we're gonna go to some more notable players and picks throughout the draft. Skipping around a lot, but going to the fourth round. This was a surprise pick for me, but an awesome pick for me to see. Fourth round, the 105th pick. The Giants select, since we're already on the Giants talking about them. Watch this. Cam Skattebo from Arizona State. He's a running back.
Right.
You've seen what this guy can do down the stretch and in the playoffs. He is a fast big back. I call him a big back. He's strong, fast, physical. Not only is he strong, fast, and physical, he is one that, whether the offensive line miss a block, make a block, he can find the hole and he can make a play. Me personally, I'm gonna tell you what he reminds me of. He's fast, but he's a little patient. He reminds me of a Jerome Bettis. Not as big, but strong and physical, and he can make a play by being an extra body while carrying the ball and making a play outside or inside, however, whatever the gaps call for, he can make that play. Cam Skattebo is one to watch.
Now, I'm going to tell you something that these two kids is going to need. By them being rookies and you got a rookie quarterback coming in and a rookie running back coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tandem of offense.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're gonna need to do is when it comes down to the spring walkthroughs that they do, they need to be there. They need to be
Mm-hmm.
first in the building. They need to be working with these coaches. They need to be working with these conditional guys to help them get conditioned and everything. That's what's going to help them. That's going to get the Giants kind of where they need to be when they hit preseason. Well, I mean, when they hit
mini camps.
Mini camps.
Yeah.
What you call that? Spring camp.
Spring optional volunteer workouts.
And then what's the other one?
Training camp. Is later in the year. Yeah. July, August.
Training camp. And then when they get into preseason and they play them, they got all what they need to make all this work. And their offense will be kind of legit and working right back up the ladder, kind of where they need to be.
Oh yeah.
It's going to take time and patience, but they can get there.
Oh yeah, they'll get there. And then going back down, this one was a good pick for me too. The 107th pick. Also in the 4th round, the Jaguars. The Jaguars had an awesome draft. They got defense. What they got.
They need defense. I'm glad this guy
got what they wanted.
I'm glad Kaiser.
Jack Kaiser from Notre Dame linebacker. Yes, the Jaguars. And of course, you know that they got Travis Hunter, who can play both ways. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. Starts again in the trenches.
And he's fast.
Front 7, offensive line. Jack Kaiser, he is one that I can't wait to see him play.
Right.
And then, come down 4th round.
Got to talk about Steelers.
Yeah, I seen that 4th round.
Steelers, my man Jack Sawyer, Ohio State from the edge. Yes. Yeah, it took a while, but they got him in the 4th round. He was waiting. He was ready. He was home with his family.
It should have been a 1st or 2nd round.
And when he got that call, man, he grabbed that hat, put it on. You know, I'm happy for who I'm happy for.
Yeah.
You know who I'm happy
Jack
for.
Sawyer from Ohio State, edge rusher.
From those Steelers, Steelers.
He is going to be what you call a plug and play.
Yeah.
You can plug him at defensive end. You can plug him at outside linebacker. Mm-hmm. I want to see the Steelers be creative. Put him at inside linebacker just a little bit. Sprinkle him there just a little bit, and you got a versatile player already. I tell you what, Jack Sawyer, Ohio State edge rusher, he's going to show you why he's an edge rusher.
And that defense tackle that they picked up in the 21st round, Derek Hammond, that come from Oregon.
That's right.
Again, I say, when they go to that spring optional practice, where it's optional, you don't have to come, but it shows who you are and where you want to be in the NFL. When you do show up, that's what they're going to need to run
Pittsburgh
that Steelers.
Address that defense like they needed to.
Get that Steelers where they need to be at.
Yeah. And then going back down, I'm going right here. The 5th round, jumping around down to the end of the draft. Just
the bottom right here.
5th round, 144 pick, which surprised us all.
Everybody surprised. I was watching and waiting. The past 2 days, I said, well,
Shedeur Sanders goes to the Browns.
Shedeur Sanders get picked up.
Quarterback out of Colorado.
Colorado.
I will say this, and this is just my opinion. Me personally, I'm glad that he had to wait 3 days, 144 pick to get picked, because we already know what this man can do on the football field.
And you did not want him to go in as an undrafted free agent. That's more time waiting.
And I did want him to go to a bad team. So I'm kind of glad that the Browns went on ahead and solidified that offense, defense, every pick that they needed before they got Shedeur. So now when they all come together, you know that Shedeur is a leader. You already know he can play and throw the deep ball and scramble, whatever you need him to do. I'm glad that he waited. So now that he's going to the Browns, let me tell you something. Browns going to surprise some people this year.
Right.
They're going to have 8 to 9 wins.
And it's no secret. It's going to be a quarterback battle in training camp.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be.
Between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders to gain and earn the spot
not only that,
starting quarterback.
Quarterback is from Baltimore, Flacco.
Joe Flacco. He's over there too?
Yeah, he's in Cleveland as well.
Even if Shedeur start, he got mentors, Flacco and Deshaun Watson, both to carry him and take him to that next level that he gonna need to have in the NFL.
They have
Who's their head coach? Cleveland Browns head coach.
Stefanski, I think.
I don't know his play style. I don't know how he runs his offense. But getting Shador loves that high intensity football, no huddle offense, hurry up. If it ain't there, he running. So if this head coach don't like the running quarterback, then he better stick with Flacco or you know.
Oh, and then
he's done.
Earlier in the draft, I forgot about that. Earlier in the draft, the Cleveland Browns also selected quarterback Dylan Gabriel.
They got 4 quarterbacks.
They got a full quarterback.
They got a whole quarterback.
So they got the roster and the quarterbacks to.
So Shador got a lot to fight for.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
all of them do.
You got 4 quarterbacks and you can only have 1 starter.
Yeah, all of them do. So that's a good pick. And then Shiloh Sanders.
He went undrafted. I did not know that.
He did not get drafted.
Yeah, he went undrafted. So he got to wait.
Guess what happened with him? As soon as the draft was over, if I'm not mistaken, maybe an hour after the draft was closed, obviously you know that if you don't get picked in the draft, you're an undrafted free agent. Tampa Bay calls Shiloh, and they pick up Shiloh off a free agent deal.
Okay. So he went in there. Safety. Going in as a safety.
Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Tampa Bay, we already know what they can do. They already showed you what they can do.
They got Todd Bowles over there.
You got who can coach.
Todd Bowles.
Shiloh Sanders is going to fit right in well.
He's going to do good. Tampa. He's going to do good.
He's going to fit right in well.
And that goes to say, Tampa Bay ain't no easy team to beat. Washington beat them in the wild card playoff spot. Gave us a game all the way down to the wire. We won from a field goal.
Oh, yeah.
All because of Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
And many of you don't know that Todd Bowles played for the old Washington Redskins back in the early 90s. He was a Redskins player. Oh, yeah. So he knew Washington. He knew some of the legends that came to that game, such as Brian Mitchell, Doug Williams.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he knows these guys.
Oh, yeah.
So he did his best game plan. He coached. And that was a hard-fought game, hard-fought battle. But we came out on top, and we advanced in the playoffs and went on to Detroit.
So I will say this, and wrapping up the show, every player that got picked, it don't matter if he was picked number 1. It don't matter if he was picked last, Mr. Irrelevant. You go in, prove yourself. Go in, practice hard. Go in, play hard. You go in, do what you got to do to make this team, because nothing is guaranteed. It don't matter. And when you go in, you prove to these teams that you belong. So especially the ones that we've talked about here on this show, go in there and prove yourself, because I want to see you on the field.
Right.
And I'm already rooting on for everybody because I'm a football fan.
Right.
I do have a football team, but I like to see football and good football.
Right. So and just because these guys are rookie, we don't bash talk them. We don't downplay them. We give them the highly utmost respect. And we know that that's a bad look for a rookie to come in, and then in training camp, we hear that he didn't make it. He got cut. How did that happen? Well, it's because he didn't perform the way he should have been on that NFL level.
Yeah.
That has never, well, I'm not going to say it never happened, but I'm just going to say if it does happen, that's a bad look to go through all this waiting, all this drafting, just to not play and say, well, he's no longer with the team.
He got to start over
due to his performance.
I want to start over.
So just because you made the NFL, that don't end. You got to grind. You got to keep working. You got to work. You got to stay in that weight room. You got to listen to the coaches. You don't get to do what you want to do.
So I encourage everyone, like, share, subscribe.
Right.
Tell a friend about us.
Right.
Find us on Instagram.
Yep.
Leave a comment. This is RDJ with my brother co-hosting again today with me, Hot Rod. Hey, this is the Renegade Fight. Always go Noles.
And don't forget, NFL roster comes out May 14th. The new football season schedule release date, May 14th. If you're an NFL fan and you waiting patiently like I am, May 14th is the date, and we'll look at all those home away schedules of what teams is play what, everybody across the board, the whole entire NFL. They made that announcement
during the draft.
May 14th.
So, hey, go Noles, spear to spear.